Hartford's best summer entertainment. Next. Welcome to the Stan Simpson Show, a program about Connecticut people and compelling issues. Make it a point to drop in every week. You won't find a more competitive brand of summer basketball than in Hartford. The Greater Hartford Pro-Am features an array of pro, college, and high school basketball standouts looking to stay in shape and sharpen up their games. But it's not just about basketball. Admission is free, and the Pro-Am has become one of Hartford's summer hallmarks, an event that connects with its community. We'll talk to Commissioner Crawford about the league and what to look for this year. In our second segment, we'll chat about politics 2 weeks before the big primaries. Current Capitol Bureau Chief Chris Keating joined us. And what about the future of convicted Bridgeport Mayor Joseph Ganim, now a free man? Then we'll wrap things up with the very latest about talks to prohibit bikers from West Hartford's popular reservoir. Current columnist Rick Green is here for the very latest. But first, summer hoops in the capital city. Crawford, the commissioner. Popular league, 14 years and going, but it's really not just about basketball. Explain.
Well, really, it's about entertainment. It's about allowing these top-notch athletes, basketball players, to have a place where they could go and have a competitive game each time they take the court. It's also allowed some of the state pro basketball players to come back and get a decent workout. But a lot of time what really excites us about the league is that you look in the crowd, you see a lot of fathers with their sons, a lot of single mothers with their sons and daughters. It's the kids. It's the family environment. And there's something there for you, even if you're not a basketball fan. You may come for the music. You may come to hear Pete Higgins, our founder, on the mic. Just an array of things that's offered in the summer.
And summertime, we know historically in Hartford, it gets hot and cold, there's violence, there's shootings. Getting people off the street, very important. Positive diversions for young people. You also want to maybe expand the program and reach some of those young kids coming to the games.
Absolutely. On Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we may have a crowd of 800. Saturday, Sunday, that crowd balloons to 1,400 people. You can't get in by the last game if you're not there early enough.
At the Sports and Science Center on High Ship, right?
Absolutely, and I'd like to thank John Laverty, the principal, he's been a great supporter to the Pro-Am. It's the second year there. But yes, we're looking to expand the league, to work with some of the kids, especially the high-risk kids from Hartford. They come to the game, they're amped up at the game. They want to get on the court, but they're not old enough to be on the court. So we want to take that energy and that enthusiasm and try to create a league in the next couple of years that's going to run concurrent with the Pro-Am. We're looking at maybe 150 to 200 kids. That's 200 kids in the city of Hartford who's not on the street, but maybe in that gym participating in games or watching the Pro-Am.
Now, you work with at-risk kids most of your life. You've been involved with the school system, doing a lot of really good things there. You like to take the concept of what are the kids like, take what they like, and then use that to engage them in learning. Talk about that.
Well, I think with most kids, if you don't have a carrot, most kids won't raise their hand and say, I want to go to the library to have fun. But you could go to a basketball game or be part of a great AAU program and have great mentorship or some type of life skill component, and you can teach them through recreation. I think that's the problem with a lot of our schools today. It's so grueling with them with the testing. It's just so much further. They don't get an opportunity to relax and possibly enjoy learning. So we want to take the basketball aspect and make that the carrot. And once we have them, we'll develop a curriculum in which we're going to teach them about at-risk subjects and life skills and things of that nature.
Yeah, connecting education to sports is so important. So many kids think they're going to be pro basketball players, pro football players. That's fine. But until they realize that you need the education in order to go play college basketball or football, then they get the connection. And now when they hit the reality that they probably won't play pro football, at least they have the education to fall back on.
See, we want to expose the kids to that age because you're absolutely right. They don't quite understand because I have a nice crossover, a nice jump shot, I'm going to the NBA. But you're only 4 feet tall. I mean, you could go professional at the Travelers, at Aetna. You could be a professional in other occupations. And that's why you don't have to be basketball, but they all have to have the same type of life skills to be successful. And, you know, you take the people like the Beast, they call him, Mr. Easterman, one of the top 10 players in the entire Pro-Am. That's the kind of guy we want him to reach back to these kids in Hartford through these endeavors that we want to develop with the youth development piece and teach them about the school. Hey, if I was maybe a better student, or I would have done little things differently, maybe I would have been making some money overseas. I mean, Easterly is a great guy. And all the kids look up to him. So why not take a guy, local guy like that, and put him out there as a positive role model for the kids?
You have Ryan Gomes from Waterbury, NBA player, come out and play, the UConn players. Their kids can see athletes, but also kids who, also students, or also players who use academics to advance their career, right? When they come down there, a big deal when a Ryan Gomes comes down to Hartford and the kids can touch a pro athlete, but someone who can talk to them about education.
Absolutely. I mean, how many often does a kid from Vine Street or Albany Avenue get to touch Kemba Walker, right, or go to a UConn game? But they could go to the Pro-Am and sit 5 feet from those guys. And those guys have been terrific. Coach Calhoun and his staff has been terrific with the Pro-Am. And I enjoy it. I mean, I've been around basketball all my life, and I kind of get excited to see Kemba Walker play and Shabazz Napier play and people like that.
Right? New guys coming in.
I mean, it's exciting. We get to see them first before the general public.
Right. And it's a sanctioned event. We mentioned Calhoun and the coaches. This is a AAU sanctioned event, so in case people are wondering how can they watch, this is a sanctioned event, so it's all on the upside with this thing.
And I don't think people understand what Pete Higgins goes through on a daily basis to get this thing going.
Sponsorships, right, and underwriting
is extremely important.
Now, Higgins wants to have this program tied to the city budget because it's been 14 years. As you mentioned, it brings out Greater Hartford. It's a positive diversion. He's saying, hey, why not make this part of the budget? We know that's going to be very tough with a very tough budget cycle going on. He said maybe even a signature sponsor like they do with the golf tournament, with the Travelers. What's the problem there? Why is it hard to get someone who will step up and be a signature sponsor for an event that brings out
Well, I think this year we have some new sponsorship this year. We got Simon Eyes on board, Club Palace. I mean, we have a number of new sponsors, but they're only going to give you so much money. I mean, this thing costs a lot of money to put on. I don't know how Pete has done it for 14 years, but what we're trying to get the city to do, and we met with the city maybe a week or so ago, we're trying to get them to make this a city sponsor event, whether it's financial or whether it's waiving the fees for the cost of the gym, the security guard, and the custodian.
In about 30 seconds, so you're saying it's not just money from the city. It could do in-kind services, donate some of those things to help take that money out of off the table.
We welcome anyone. You don't necessarily have to be in the city of Hartford. We welcome anyone who wants to support us in any endeavor.
All right, he's Eric Crawford, the commissioner of the Greater Hartford Pro-Am, founded by Pete Higgins. They play during the week and on weekends, right?
Yes.
Over at High Ship Street at Sports Science Academy. Absolutely. Thanks for your time, Commissioner. We appreciate it. When we come back, Hartford Courant Capitol Bureau Chief Chris Keating breaks things down 2 weeks before the big political primaries. And what is the future of convicted felon Joseph Ganim? The former Bridgeport mayor is now free. You are watching The Stan Simpson Show. Don't go away.